Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Reserve Poker Club, Toledo, Ohio. My name is Maxwell Rossi. I'm joined with Josh Black.
How you doing?
Going to be bringing you guys some action here. We join in the middle of this hand. We're onto the flop. Three ways. This is the final table of our $10,000 Freezeout. What a turnout it was.
It's been a lot of high-level play today. $500 buy-in, and these guys started with 5 tables.
Yeah, the top prize just a little south of $10,000. So quite a...
Yeah, I think it's
that's not a bad Wednesday.
Change. No, absolutely
that's
not.
Not a bad Wednesday. A lot of diversity in the player pool too. I saw a lot of cash game players here. You know, everybody kind of likes the freeze-out structure. There was an initial add-on as part of the Toys for Tots promotion that we've been doing all week here. We told you about a number of times already.
Yep. So the players were supposed to start with 40, but they ended up starting with 50 if they did that $10 donation to Toys for Tots.
Seat 8 bets 45.
I'd like to get a running total on that.
Yeah,
they were over like 3,000, I think.
We got a hand brewing here. Dave C. open-ended.
You got 4,800 in the pot, or 4,800 for Toys for Tots.
Chad B. here with a gutter.
Yep.
Drawing to spades.
Gut shot and 4 spades.
See 2 folds.
Dave gonna lay it down and first pot of the final table. Over to Chad B.
Yep, 51K going over to Chad.
You guys are allowed to talk, by the way. I'll throw that out there.
Tim in the box there. Tim usually back here.
Yeah, he's in the box today trying to loosen the players up a little bit, let them know that they can chatter a little bit.
He's got a face for behind the camera, not in front of it.
Well, his head looks equally as big in real life
there
as it
you
does
go.
right here in this shot. Here's a shot of the chip counts here. Dave Enright's up at the top with 414,000. Rhino down there at the bottom. Move on to this next hand.
Enright, I think he's the chip leader.
His hat blends in with the toys in the background.
It does.
I like that.
Yeah, all those toys in the background you guys are seeing, those are a result of all the donations that the players have been generous enough to give to the club. One of the owners, Marissa, has gone out, buys a bunch of toys. They're kind of sprawled all throughout both the stream room and as well. There's some in some bins out on the main lobby. People donate to.
It's awesome. How much money you can raise.
Yeah, it's an awesome promotion.
Yep.
I was there in 19.
For a couple extra tournament chips, and the kids are going to have a good Christmas.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic calls.
Seat 10 calls. Seat 1 folds. Seat 2 calls.
Enright here opting just to call with queens.
Yeah, under the gun, just flatter. See if someone can catch his flop here.
Well, Enright can catch the flop here. Flopping top vote.
Yeah, it just keeps getting better for Bob.
Yeah.
Probably going to get no action with when you flop the nuts like that, right?
Angelo might bet here. He's double blocking the 3. This is a pretty dry board. You're going to get a lot of folds here.
We had to go through all this. He pushed us forward, Charlie. Take the head and get the hell out of here.
It's on Bob right now to call 30,000.
Yeah, this is. We have a slam dunk just call here.
Good call, Max. It's exactly what he does. Eight of hearts peels the turn. Bob checks. Checks around. King of hearts on the river is no help to Angelo. See if Bob can induce a bet here.
Yeah, Angelo obviously has what's going to feel like the nut low in this situation. Has to bet to try to win the pot. This will obviously not be getting through.
C4 raises to
Bob
165.
Put 100 on top, and that's going to probably end the day here for Angelo. Not going to be able to make this call.
C10 fold.
Nice hand for Bob Enright.
Yeah, Bob going to take it down there.
Picks up 137,000 with queens full of 3s.
So you guys just use this for the big tournaments, and then
also be cash games overall.
Yeah, we run 3 cash games a week here. 2-5 on Tuesdays, 5-5 TOLO on Thursdays, and then a 5-10 no limit game on Saturdays.
And there you have it. We're streaming 3 nights a week, every week. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday's the big game, the Rumble with the Reserve, the 5-10 no limit hold'em game. If you guys want to get down with that, message the club, call the club, and get on the list.
Way out of my way.
You have to wait till Saturday.
In this final table, this is the 3rd one of this week. We've been running the Winter Classic Series. Monday was a 5K pot limit Omaha event. Yesterday was a 165, $7,500 double green chip bounty tournament. And tonight, again, the 10K Freezeout. Seen Rhino here playing these tournaments. Nice to see him make a final table.
Yeah, Rhino.
He's a fun player to watch.
Yeah, he's a good player, and he's pretty versatile. A different type of cash game style than tournament style, but he's showing a little bit of aggression right here with Big Slick going all in for 100,000.
Seat 7 folds, seat 8 folds.
And with his position here, it's pretty standard move.
100 even. We're making 250. Seat 9 raises to 250.
Dave comes in with pocket tens, 3 bets to 250.
Seat 1 folds.
David just wanting to isolate this all in here
Seat 3 folds.
from Rhino. He's going to do so, and off we go to C5.
Yeah.
100.
Who can win the coin flip here?
Go and roll, gentlemen. Your classic flip.
Probably gonna turn over 2.
Rhino using the one time.
Let's see if it pays off. 6-4 deuce, all clubs on the flop. Turns another 4.
Not going to get it done there for Rhino.
No, David's going to take this pot down with 10s and 4s. And that's
Game to
gonna-
Rhino, man.
Aggressive with those heads.
Another deep run. I know he told me when I saw him yesterday that he's really looking forward to playing in a lot of these tournaments, particularly the main event, the $50,000 guaranteed main event that we have running this weekend, because he anticipates playing more tournaments, particularly out west over the next few weeks. So we'll see a lot of players looking to get some practice in before they go take shots at some of those bigger tournaments.
Is he going out to Vegas?
Vegas, LA runs a lot of series at the beginning of the year as well.
I think they're running that high roller in Vegas in the next like week or 2.
Yeah.
Any ace, any king.
I didn't even want to look.
Yeah, no, you were, wow.
Rhino's excited to go play out there, and
So you're saying you had
he'll
2
take
out.
these little tournaments as some good practice.
Yeah. I'm excited for the main event here starting tomorrow. $100 buy-ins. We got 5 flights. I wonder how many total buys we'll have.
Yeah, I think the owners are projecting that they want to see at least 1,000.
Wow, that would be mega.
It's
That'd
very
be huge.
doable. I mean, the last main event that we had
Seat 9 folds.
was, I think, over 750, right around that ballpark.
And that was like 265
Total
buy-in, right?
buy-ins, yeah. And I'm sure we'll show you guys the graphic here in just a little bit with all that information. But Tyler's going to go ahead and rip it here with Ace-King. Tyler,
Folds.
a dealer himself. The man's been around card rooms for
Seat 5 folds.
a very long time. He knows what he's doing.
Seat 7 says.
Seat 7 folds.
Nice hand, brother.
Thanks, sir.
Bob, you want the button?
Okay. All right, Tyler takes down that pot with Ace-King, and we're going to move on to the next hand here. Chip count, David R's up top with 536,000.
That being said, we got a tournament cash game legend at the reserve filling in for me for a little bit here.
9 folds.
JT, what's going on, brother? I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to him. I'll be back with you guys shortly. But JT, take it over, man.
Thanks, Max. What's up, brother?
How we doing?
Good. Picking up the action right now.
Okay, what do we got going on?
Right now it's to Tyler. And he folded.
CT raises to 35.
Over to Charles, raises to 35,000. See what Charles got. Pocket sixes. Over to Enright. You just missed Bob Enright. Took down a big pot there. He flopped queens full of threes. Pocket queens.
Seat 7 folds.
How's that?
Thank you.
All right, looks like Charles is going to pick up this pot with that $35,000 bet, and we're going to keep it moving. Charles got that hat from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Looks like
You're a brutal tenant.
probably 30 years ago. And there we are, my man JT in the house.
Oh, it's not all that cold for December.
We got any, yeah, I was getting ready to ask if we can get some stuff up on the screen here.
Timmy
Yep,
becomes
chip
home.
count, David R. is up to 536.
Got Enright right behind him.
Yep, Rhino just got knocked.
And, Dave C down at the bottom of the pack.
Yep, 100,000.
Gary right above him.
Blinds are 6 and 12 right now, so 100,000 is still enough to make a move
Seat
with.
9 folds.
Angelo's got Jack 9 off.
Seat
Let's
10
it go.
folds.
So what's going on, JT? You couldn't make 3 final tables today?
I couldn't do it.
No, it was 2 for 2 going into today.
Yeah, it was a crowd favorite, I think, tonight. You know, I
Seat
played the best I
1 raises to
could.
32.
You know,
Or excuse me, raises
kind of
to
card
40.
dead there at the end, and blinds sneak up on you.
Yeah, they were getting pretty big there.
Definitely.
Tyler's going to come in this hand for 30,000 with ace queen of hearts.
It's a nice raise. Charles going to come along here.
Charles in the hijack, 30 to go.
Seat 2
Puts it
folds,
in
seat
there.
3 calls.
Blinds here, 6 and 12.
6 and 12. Enright makes the call.
Pretty small raise there.
Seat 7 folds.
All right, Chad B picks up ace 8 of spades. Only 18 for him to complete the call.
What kind of chips is he working with? Looks like he's got 220.
Yep.
He can do a number of things with this hand here.
Seat 8
Choose
calls.
the call. It's a good call.
All right, we got 4 players to the flop. Right now, Tyler's in head. Tyler's ahead, 51% favorite.
Four-handed.
Flop comes 8, 6, 7, rainbow flop. That hits Charles for top 2. Enright picks up top pair with a straight draw, gut shot straight draw.
Seat
I thought I might see Tyler
Seat
continue
3
here.
is all in.
He chose to check.
Charles makes the move, puts it all in.
I don't think he's going to get any action.
I don't know, 2 other guys in his hand have hit top pair.
Was that a Charlie?
Pretty big bet.
Seat 4 folds.
Bob lays down his top pair with the gut shot.
Looks like Chad's giving this some thought.
Yeah, Charles has them covered here.
Wonder if he thinks Charles is trying to pick it off here.
Maybe put Charles on a hand like 8-9 or something like that. Top pair with a straight draw. He would have him out kicked with a hand like that.
Yeah,
Seat 8 folds.
it's a wise fold.
Chad lays it down.
Good discipline fold there.
Seat 1 folds.
And pretty cards go right into the muck there for Tyler.
Looks like Charles picks up a nice pot.
Pretty decent. I would have caught the serve, but I pulled my 10-5 off. So
Yeah, picks up 102,000 with top 2 there. That moves him up to almost 400,000 in total chips.
boys gotta get in there.
Yeah, that puts him 3rd on the list right now, right in front of Chad. Angelo's got 203. They both do. Michael's got 178,000. Tyler's got 164. Gary's got 123, and Dave C's still sitting there
Dave
at
is
100K.
seat 2, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd look for him to make a move soon.
And there's the payout: 7,800 for first, 4,900 for second. Really, really nice payday today. $500 buy-in, come up $7,000 on a Wednesday night. How can you beat it?
Looking at Angelo with ace-10 off under the gun. Let's see what he chooses to do here.
Angelo, very calculated player.
He is. I agree. Very good. Be dangerous, right?
He's definitely dangerous on the cash table. This is some of my first experience dealing to him in the tournament. He's been playing solid.
Seat 1 folds.
And he makes the raise to 37,000. A little 3Xer.
Seat 2 folds. Seat
See if
3
he can
folds.
catch some action.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
we got action. What's Enright gonna do? I see a raise coming. Unsure how much here. Let's see what Enright chooses to size this. Getting out calling chips. He's
Seat
gonna
4 calls.
elect to
Enright
play.
flats there with
Yeah.
ace king.
Wants to play this a little more passively.
Somebody gotta tell
Seat
you.
7 folds.
I remember last night playing poker without having earbuds in, at least one of my ears.
Seat 8
Chad folds back over to David sitting on a suited 7-5 of hearts.
Can't do it.
25
I
more
can't-
for him
I
to
can't
go.
play with earbuds in.
Might be
I get
priced
all
in here with
distracted.
2 players already in the pot plus the ante.
And he's chip lead at the moment. I don't see him getting rid of this for 25K to call. I don't see him letting this go.
Well, there's 100,000 in the pot already, so
Yeah. So
4
he's
to
looking
1.
at 4 to 1.
Yep.
Yeah. And I see Enright flat and Angelo there. I think that shows the respect that he has for Angelo's lead there.
Yeah.
You know, he leads out with a nice little raise. I think Enright respected that.
flop comes queen 9-6 rainbow flop.
Check.
David with a gut shot
David
straight
with a gutter
draw.
to the 8.
Seat 10 checks.
Technically, Enright is still in the lead with ace king high.
I would tell a joke, but all my jokes are dirty.
Looks like
Seat 4 bet 60,000.
Leads out for 60,000. I think he's going to get action from the player he doesn't want action
Wow,
from.
the blonde sniffing sweet and low. She thought it was Diet Coke.
Dave giving this some thought.
And how did the reserve get kicked off Facebook?
He lays down the gut shot over to Angelo.
See Angelo just making a good fold here, I think.
Yeah. Seen a little smirk out of him there.
Yeah, I don't know if he tries to make a move on Enright with his chip stack.
Love it. Love every second of it.
Seat 10
He makes a wise fold.
Yep.
Doesn't try to chase it down.
Lays it down. Bob takes down this $86,000 pot and adds to his chip lead. He's sitting at $583,000
Takes
now.
the lead over Dave.
Yep. That was an interesting play there, just to flat
roughly 3 months
the
ago.
pre-flop raise with ace king there. Maybe didn't want to get
Completed
married
by-
to it. You know what I'm saying? If he raises there, now he's committed to continue after the flop.
And I think a lot of it has to do with you know, he's familiar with Angelo's play.
All hands on
He
deck.
knows,
Really
you know,
nice.
he's pretty familiar with his range.
Yeah, yeah.
There's our toys for tots there.
Can you believe how much we have raised?
It's
that-
amazing. I'm so happy. You know, these players are all contributing. You know, we're selling $5 tickets for Toys for Tots.
And it's like the $5-10 that the people put in for the extra.
Man, it's
extra
adding up,
chips.
isn't it?
Adds up so fast.
It adds
We've
up
only
so
been doing
quick.
these for what, 3 weeks or something
Yeah,
like that. The
yeah.
Toys for Tots, and that's all right. I mean, I wish you could get the kids in here to open the presents. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, let's get back to that. We got a good hand here brewing up. Tyler with the raise. Dave, he's got a, you know, he's sitting low on chips.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, he's got 100K. It's a third of his stack to call.
Yeah, I seen him
Shoves it
doing
all
that.
in.
I seen him making that move there.
It goes normally from like
Got a classic race brewing.
Over to Enright with the ace deuce off, lays it down.
I believe Tyler,
5 folds.
he's probably gonna go ahead and risk his chips here.
Folds.
I think he's gonna accept this race.
It'll be a good opportunity to see all 5 cards
Absolutely.
for someone that he's got out chipped.
Seat 1 is
And he's left with what, a couple of blinds if he loses the hand here.
Yep. So Tyler goes ahead and completes the call. He's going to see that he's a little behind here with 7s, but still got 5 cards to come.
I think both those guys are happy with what they both flipped over.
I'm sure Tyler would have much rather seen ace queen, but
Yeah. Well, yeah, but a race is a race. You know?
yeah, for sure. It could be worse. All right, Tim getting the pot square here.
Off to a flop.
Flop comes 9-8-3 rainbow.
7s are safe.
6 clubs on the turn.
Nice, man.
And 9 pairs the board on the river. Dave, he's going to take this pot down and catch a double up.
Much
7s
needed
and
double up.
9s.
It's going to put Tyler in trouble. You can probably look for Tyler to fire off here soon. Looks like he's got about 40, 50,000 there maybe.
I think he's got about 60. He had about 60 behind.
Yeah, so, you know, looks like he's got about 4 or 5 lines. You're going to look to see him ship this. But back to that Toys for Tots that we were talking about. It's great. That reserve is just a great place. Everybody here is contributing. It's nice to see. See if we can hit that goal.
Yeah, I'd like to see this.
10,000, right?
10,000. Oh, that would be tremendous.
Blinds are up
for
to
that.
815.
Could be wrong.
815.
All right, picking up the action here under the gun. Yep, there's the toys.
Yeah, it's amazing. I like it.
That's why I don't bring my kids to work, man. They'd be in there.
Well, we were playing last night, and some of the toys were making noise on their own. You know, it was pretty
Seat 3
interesting.
folds, seat 4 folds. seat
That's
5
creepy.
One
folds.
of the gentlemen was sitting in the massage
Seat
chair in the
7
corner.
folds.
I, you playing with the dolls back there? You know, I just kept peeking back at him. He said, "No, it wasn't me." Pretty fun time this week. It's Winter Classic.
Yeah, man, it's a big week for us, man.
It's a big week.
Tomorrow starts the big one, the main event, $100 buy-in. All right, we got Dave C under the gun with Queen 10 of Hearts.
Seat 9 raises to 50.
Going to catch up here for a moment.
We get this room
Seat
pretty,
10 folds.
this room get pretty full for the $100.
David R raises to 54,000 with the Jack 9 of clubs.
So that's a rebuy, right?
Back over
Are
to
the
Dave, who
blind
just
levels
doubled
similar
up.
to this, or are they faster?
No, they're slow, super slow.
Are they slow? Okay.
Are they talking about the one tomorrow?
Yeah.
See, there's
Tyler counting his chips
What,
out
5?
here.
sessions.
5 day
They
one.
take
said
100%.
Did they take top 20% moves on or top 12% moves on?
Jim, is it top 12 or top 15%?
Is he really going to ship? Wow, he ships it with the
Everybody makes
8-3
their
off.
cheese paid.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure why he did that in the big.
They moved the top 20.
Considering he would have had another round of poker to play with his chips.
This
Yeah.
bad boy right here.
Yeah, he just had to get through the small and hit another orbit. But
Right.
Oh, yeah.
nonetheless, he shoves it in with 8-3 off.
Third is
Only
2,000.
2,000 more for David to call, which is
5
going to do
sessions.
now.
Yeah.
And we're going to see what happens here.
You place each time.
You lose his hand,
Tyler's got 2 live cards. It's a 3-1 dogs here, but that doesn't mean anything until we see these 3 flop cards.
Sounds like the guys are having a pretty good game in there. It's nice to hear them chattering. You know,
Yeah,
they're-
absolutely.
You know, most people get in the room there and they freeze up.
All right, flop comes Queen 5-6, 2 hearts, 6 pairs the board. And a 10 on the river is going to be no help to Tyler. He's going to be eliminated in 9th place.
We're down to 8.
Yep,
Enright still in the lead.
Dave pulls very close to Enright there. They're only off by 11,000. Tyler's getting bounced out of here in 9th. Next player to finish will get what? I didn't see what the graphic said there.
I seen 7,200 up top for first. It's a pretty nice prize pool. We had a pretty decent turnout today. 1,500 for 6th place.
Yep, 1,500
Couple
for
more,
6th.
couple more to go, and we'll see who starts getting in the money.
And tonight's live stream is brought to you by Carpet Spectrum over at 1855 South Reynolds Road in Toledo, Ohio. Carpet Spectrum is home of all your flooring and floor care needs. Family owned for 18 years, supplying and installing floor covering, ranging from carpet, luxury vinyl plankings, hardwood, ceramics, laminates. Carpet Spectrum's home of one of the largest remnants rooms in Toledo and the surrounding area. So come on in and say that you saw their ad on the Reserve Poker Club live stream, and you'll get 20% off of your next order.
That live stream room just looks amazing. Everyone did an amazing job. Carpet Spectrum, it's a great room. Everybody here that contributed.
Yeah, I know they put
some of our players did the drywall work and stuff. That's an awesome room.
We got Gary all in here with Queen Jack off. Actions around to Dave R folds, as does Angelo.
Gonna get any action here.
Dave C folds out of the big there, and we're going to keep it moving. Gary swoops a little 23,000, and those are the blinds for the next round. So it's important to make those moves in the tournament, trying to keep your head above water.
Yeah, you got to pay them every round. Players look to squeeze with marginal hands to try to scoop up blinds, just survive another round. Maybe they get to see something a little nicer. They can play a pot.
Yeah, and that happened quite a bit there towards the culmination of the final table here. When we got down to 2, there was a lot of squeeze playing that ended up getting cracked.
Yeah.
People in the blinds picking up big hands.
Well, it's kind of the same thing that happened to me last night, the bounty tournament. We're down to 3-handed on the button. You get king 8 of diamonds, you got to play it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I got
3-handed. That's premium.
Yeah, it's premium. The small blind had kings.
Yeah, you just run into a.
He just flat calls my raise, and then obviously he checks. I continuation bet. And now I got half my stack in there.
Yep, you're dead in the water.
Yep. So unfortunately, I played the best I could, but a lot of good players here at the reserve. A lot of good players. This was a tough field. These guys are tough. It's there's not many people out there you can put on a hand.
No.
Their ranges, we've seen them all. We've seen it all.
Speaking of a hand here, we got guys sharing cards here. David R. had raised to 60,000 with Queen 10 off over to Dave C, who pushes all in with King Queen of Spades.
Give David something to think about here.
Yeah, it's going to be $126 more to call.
It's like about 20% of his stack if he does call. I think he lets this go.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see, but that'd be a tough call with the shove right in front of you. They're still 8-handed, right?
Yeah, there's 8 players. He makes the call.
He makes the call.
You think he had 2 live cards, but he is unfortunately sharing a queen with Dave. So these guys are going to get it all in. Dave C is an 83% favorite to take this pot down.
David R has some straight possibilities, 4 flush possibilities, or obviously a 10.
Flop comes King Deuce 7. Dave just flops the world there. Top pair and 4 to the flush. The 3 of spades
Dave
turns.
C is going to take this pot down.
And that seals the deal there. King high flush for Dave C, and he's catching some heat. He picked up a double up from Tyler. Now he just picks up another double up from one of the chip leaders, and he's going to find himself in the top 5 of the chip stacks, I do believe.
Yeah, and all within the same orbit.
But within like 4 hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
Good job.
Yep, there he is. Second in
job
chips
to
now,
Dave.
395,000 for Dave C. And that just shows you got to hang around. You got to pick those spots. You got to stay in the game because you can catch a couple of heater hands like this, and now all of a sudden you're sitting at the top of the chip stacks.
And I'm curious to see how Dave responds to these couple double ups when he gets a little chips. He can change his play up a little bit. He
absolutely. He doesn't have to shove and win races.
Well, he's gaining some momentum.
Absolutely.
And players, as they start to win pots, they get on fire.
Here we go. Big hand for Michael under the gun +1.
Okay,
picks up
Michael.
pocket aces and puts it all in.
And
8, 9.
maybe a little overbet there. 175K he's got.
Yeah, the
Tough.
blinds are 8 and 15, and he put in 178.
Yeah, it's
so.
really tough to get any action there. The aces, I think you want to probably downsize that a little bit. You kind of want to entice a little action, I think, at this point of the game, right?
I mean, yeah, you want to accumulate as much chips as possible, but the fact of the matter is the guy took down the pot, and he's probably pretty satisfied with that,
Yeah.
so he's going to keep it moving.
Yeah, but every 217 hands you get aces, you're not going to pick up that.
Is that what it is,
line,
1 in 217?
I believe so. They say you get it once every 217 hands, but obviously he's going to pay a lot more than 20 what's the blinds there, 23,000 in blinds by the time he gets some aces again. So I probably would have milked the. Try to get a caller there.
Picks up the 30K with the ante, and he's going to keep him. Look, he's got a heater again under the gun. Picks up ace queen off.
Let's see
Maybe
what he elects to
a
do
little
this
more
time.
calculated
Yeah.
with the bet here.
Yeah. Well, he's got 209 now. It sounds a little different than 170. He might have a different angle here.
Looks like he's coming out for 50.
7 raises. 52 total.
52 to go. Paul's in the box now.
It's About 3.5x there.
8 folds.
Chad lays down the 9-10.
9 folds.
I think if he made that same raise with his aces, Dave C probably comes along with that king jack.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Enright lays down the 84 spades.
This is his last chance to get any action. I don't think it's going to happen.
5 folds.
Well,
Fun draft.
That's 30,000
Yeah.
twice he's picked up in the
Yeah.
last 2 hands.
Yeah, it's a game changer for somebody with, you know,
He's sitting at
170,000.
240 now.
Now he's got 240. That's a
Yep.
nice big jump there. Still Enright there in the lead. Looks like he's idling, waiting to
We got a
gain some
log
traction.
jam there, though, from second to fourth.
Yeah.
We got 3 guys between 395 and 367,000.
I see with 10 bigs, less than 10 bigs there, it looks like, who was low stack there? I missed it.
Texans on 8.
Somebody had 120, I think.
Yeah.
Look for them to
8 folds.
make a move here soon. Angelo behind with 140. He's going to be looking to hope to
9 folds.
make some
10
traction
folds.
himself.
2
Dave C laying down
Dave
the
C
pocket
folds
pair.
the Ducks. Charles, we're going to get
Well,
some action.
he knew Charles had 8s behind
did.
him. Charles all the way from Hot Springs, Arkansas.
3 raises the 6.
Charles is a good player. He's tough. He gives guys a hard time around
4
here.
folds.
Gave a
Oh
couple,
my God.
dished out a couple bad beats today. Charles
oh my
did,
lord, he cracked Caleb with
he
ace king. Queens versus ace king on a 10 high flop. Caleb checks. Charles bets 11,000. Caleb goes all in over the top for 35, and Charles tanks and ends up calling with ace king high and rivers an ace on him.
hits him with the berry, huh?
Oh, I felt bad for Caleb,
That was
man.
Caleb's fourth hand.
Yeah,
fifth
he
hand maybe,
played.
yeah.
He played like
One
5
orbit.
hands tops. Yeah,
Yeah, it's bad.
but he got it in good. I
Yeah.
mean, what else are you gonna do?
And you know, unfortunately, it's a freeze out. No rebuys, nothing like that. Everyone
I
knew
dig
that
it,
coming
man.
in.
I dig
yeah.
the no rebuy.
I believe you know, this is something I think that you know we should see more frequently. This freeze out.
9 folds.
Hopefully, we can pick it up monthly or something like that.
I
you
feel
know.
like the freeze out structure with the higher buy-in is where it's at.
Yeah, and I think that it'll gain momentum. I think that we'll get a little more participants as time goes on if we continue to
2 folds.
bring this tournament. I think our turnouts will increase.
Look at Angelo getting froggy there under the gun +1 with Jack 7 offsuit, raises to 50,000, folds around to Bob Enright with an Ace 7 off,
4 folds. 5
lets it
folds.
go.
Gary letting his 8 deuce go.
7 folds.
Pocket 10s in the big. Big blind woke up with a hand. 35 more to call, but I think all in is the
8's on
move.
one.
And there it is.
Yeah, I expected that. I think Angelo's gonna have to.
That
Just
covers.
let this
That's
go.
Angelo all in to go.
Yeah, I think he just. Oh,
189.
wow! He gets
Oh,
caught with his
my
hand
Lord,
in
he
the cookie
mu-
jar and make the call. Wow.
He's got one over. It's gonna be.
Well, I think he just made the call because you know he was up to pay the blinds next, and he knew that. You know.
He only had 90 back
Yeah,
or
he
something like
had
that.
90K back. He just kind of. He got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, and he just kind of had to
Pocket
throw it in and hope that he had a live hand. You know.
Which he does. He's got one live over. He's got straight draw outs.
Alright, good luck.
Yeah, definitely got some outs here.
4 hearts.
Flop comes king, queen, 9. Gives Angelo a gut shot draw. Now he needs a 10 and a 10 alone.
He doesn't get there.
No.
Unfortunately, Angelo's eliminated in 7th place.
Yep. Chad B's going to take this pot down with pocket 10s. Angelo's going to get out of here. 7th place. It was a really nice run for Angelo. It's good to see him playing some solid poker. And here's an update of the chip counts. Enright sitting up top with 552,000. And Gary all the way down at the bottom with 115,000.
Well, guys, this is my time.
JT, thanks for coming out,
let
dude.
Max back in here.
Hey, listen, next Saturday we're having the dealer tournament. We need you back here.
I'm here.
All right, yeah, we'll see you then,
Anytime,
bro.
anything for you guys, man.
It's good to see you.
Love the reserve, love the dealers.
10% plus
Everybody come on out and have some fun.
Yep, make sure you guys tune in next Saturday for the dealer tournament. JT's going to be in the house.
And here comes Max.
2 folds.
All right, picking up the action. Charles under the gun +1, picking up king, queen off.
3 calls.
Just going to flat here. The action's on Bob Enright, picking up a pocket jacks. Looks like he's going to take it to 80.
And I think, Josh, if I'm correct, we're down to 6,
5 folds.
Are we?
7
which
folds.
means we've made the money at this point, I think.
No, they're paying top 10, I thought. I don't know.
We'll wait for
9 folds,
Jim to confirm, but in the meantime,
3 folds. I had the famous concrete bob hand.
up 7-handed there based on that shot, but I think we are paying the top 6.
He was on the table behind us.
Just want to confirm that's right. The interesting fold there from the king-queen against the jacks raise.
Yep. So we're on the bubble right now. 6th place money is going to be $1,500, all the way up to $78.25 for first place.
And I like this structure. Notice those pay jumps in between 3rd and 2nd and 2nd and 1st. The real money is right there at the top, and it just kind of continues to climb upward. Sometimes you'll see these tournament structures where it's a lot flatter, so there's a lot less differentiation between 1st and 2nd, 2nd and 4th, you know, 4th and 6th, for example. But there are stark contrasts as you move up. Each portion of the ladder puts a lot of pressure on those middle stacks. You don't want to bust before the short stack and miss out on a pretty significant pay jump.
Yeah, there's an art to laddering up. It requires a lot of folding.
I haven't learned it yet, so.
All right, we'll jump back in the action here. Chad lays down his 9-5 suited.
9 you 15 to call.
Dave makes the call with king high.
Looked like a raise in the dark to me.
Yep.
Check. Alright, heads up.
Little Dave on Dave action here.
Yeah, I was confused.
Where do you think Jesse?
Jesse from poker?
Yeah.
Flop comes queen, jack, deuce, 2 clubs.
Oh, he's playing online.
Really?
He basically plays for a living.
Oh,
He doesn't play live hardly ever. I
Check.
see him. He's played a few of them.
Check, check.
Dave checks to Dave.
I haven't seen him in a long time.
You could definitely see Dave R elect to bet that flop or this turn. This board's a lot better for him than it is Dave C, who can have literally any 2.
He leads out for 26,000. That's going to be enough to take the spot down.
Stay away from blackjack and all the
He,
stupid stuff.
he took down that Super Sunday I showed you.
Not 76,000 in the small blind?
But he goes deep, bro. He'll buy in 3, 4, 5 times, man.
Yeah, I've seen Dave R crack Ray Brent earlier. Crack Ray's aces.
They go deep,
Oh.
bro.
Yeah, river to king to make 3 of a kind there, and
Oh, yeah, Rhino told me about
yeah,
that.
right before the first
Yeah.
break, and
I think
Ray
the
was
one he
not
won, he was
pleased.
a single
Rhino's still thinking about it. It always sucks when you take a bad beat, especially in a tournament like this. It's a freeze out.
Yeah,
You know,
so
that's
yeah, you,
the
you get unlucky one time like that. It's like it's the end of the end of the road there.
absolutely. There's no add-ons. There's no re-entry. What you have in front of you is all that you've got.
But I was talking to JT about it. He said a lot of the players like this structure. I like it too. I like this, the freeze out.
I like the freeze out. It kind of speeds up the seriousness with which the players play, you know, their respective chip sizes, or their respective stacks, and their respective hands.
That was around here sometime.
You got to be careful. Those early levels in re-entry and add-on tournaments, those are wild.
All right, we got queen on queen action here. Jack 9-6, 2 clubs on the flop. No player holding a club. 4 of diamonds peels the turn.
Check, check.
Charles ahead with the 7 kicker. And he's locked in to take this pot down as long as he doesn't fold.
Same here.
Shows the 7 kicker, and that's going to be enough.
7's going to play. Charles takes it down.
Are you going to be playing this weekend, Max?
I'm going to be playing tomorrow. Yep, the flight tomorrow. Friday and Saturday I'll be in Cleveland all day.
Oh, what's going on in Cleveland?
Man, going to see Hamilton at the downtown Cleveland Theater. You know,
Nice.
Cleveland has the second biggest theater district behind Broadway in New York.
I had no idea.
In Cleveland, Ohio, yeah. So we're gonna. I've never seen a theater show or a play. Gonna go see that on Friday and Saturday. My girlfriend's brother, who's been dating a girl for 7 years, is getting engaged.
Finally.
Yep. So
Yeah.
they're throwing a little party for him.
Sometimes you got to make them wait, buddy. I made my old lady wait 10 years.
That's a strategy. That's some king. That's some next level type stuff right there.
It was worth it, man.
There you go,
It
man.
was worth it.
That's awesome. So yeah, busy weekend for me, but gonna try to get a flight in, and then you know, I'll prepare for envision a day 2 for me personally, but knowing my records in these tournaments, I don't think it'll be most likely. That being said, it's always a fun time, man. I love these
Where will
tournaments,
we be racing?
particularly the big ones. Attract a lot of pool, and like I said, I think we're expecting almost 1,000 players for this main
This
event
weekend
here.
is going to be busy.
It's going to be a really busy one.
10-20.
And while Paul gets us ready to go, I'm going to introduce the first sponsor Carpet Spectrum, 1855 South Reynolds Road, David Joseph. Owner Anthony Lamb, head of sales. Carpet Spectrum, home of all your flooring and floor care needs. Family owned for 18 years. Supplying and installing floor covering ranging from carpet, luxury vinyl planking, hardwood, ceramic, and laminate. Carpet Spectrum's home to one of the largest remnant rooms in Toledo and the surrounding area. Come on in. Mention the Reserve Poker Club live stream. Receive 20% off your next order. That's 20% when you mention the Reserve Poker Club live stream at Carpet Spectrum.
All right, pick it up with Bob Enright in the small blind with King Jack offsuit. Fantastic hand to put some money in the pot with, and that's exactly what he's going to do. Raises to 55,000.
Do I have any fold equity? Do I have any fold equity?
Gary asking if he has any fold equity.
5 folds.
A lot of incentive to fold Queen 5 off there. And there's a look at the chip counts. Enright has eclipsed 600,000 in chips now. He's had the lead for, I think, the entire final table. Bob is a very solid player. Lots and lots of experience from Mr. Enright. Always seems to run deep in these big tournaments.
You know what they say, tight is right, especially when you're playing in some of these crazier tournaments. People play a lot looser. Pays to play pretty conservatively. Based on the few times I've had him at my table, Bob does that pretty well. Makes sense why he makes those deep runs pretty consistently.
Chad B throwing in King 10 offsuit under the gun. It's a tough position to play that hand, I suppose.
3 folds.
Oh, look, Gary's got Queen 5 again.
I know I'm supposed to, but I'm not going to. 5 folds.
Yeah, Gary alluding to the fact that he's only got about 5 big blinds. When you have a really any high card,
If it was Queen 8, it
gonna
was not that good.
in the small blind and it folds to round 2, you're kind of expected to get it all in.
Yeah.
It's going to get through most of the time. When it doesn't, you have at least a high card to hold on to.
See what I have on TV. I have no idea what I have.
It was pretty bad.
All right, the blinds are up now to 10 and 20,000. That's going to push the pace of play here a little bit.
Action on 9.
Under the gun, David R with 9-3 offsuit.
9 folds.
Over to David C, or Dave C.
2 and 3 fold.
Lays down King Jack offsuit. What do you think about that laydown?
Definitely
4
debatable,
raises to 40.
but it kind of depends on
5 folds. 7 folds.
what his intention for the tournament is.
Oh, ended up being a very nice laydown because Chad B has picked up pocket kings in the big blind. He picked up pocket 10s in the big blind earlier. He's been hitting those blinds. Little BBS, big blind special.
8 re-raises. 110 total.
He's going to put some pressure on Bob. 70K to go. Now, Bob definitely has the chips to call. We'll see how disciplined he is here. And there it
Bob
goes.
gonna like to lay it down.
Yep.
There's definitely an argument to be made for Chad B just kind of flatting in the big blind there. Reason being, the
Maybe
pot.
let Bob catch a card.
Yeah, the pot relative to their overall stack size is so small that if
So us two live in
Bob
Michigan.
connects.
You guys all live in Ohio or anybody else from Michigan?
I'm from Michigan. Oh,
Chad can check.
Yeah, if we see a 10 high board or something
Yeah,
like
and
that.
look to check raise all in,
Yeah.
knowing that the stacks are so small anyway relative to the pot.
I didn't play the last one before that.
That being said, conventional to go ahead and raise there when you have a good hand.
Absolutely
almost-
takes the pot down, so you can't argue with that.
Yeah,
I came in.
and almost garnered a call from Bob there.
Charles picks up 8-7 of hearts. Under the gun, +1, 20,000 to go. Lays it down. He flopped top 2 with 8-7 earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, it's a grind, man. I hate
He might have.
He did.
7 folds.
Guys are playing it pretty close to the vest here. I haven't seen too much posturing.
I don't really like this call from Chad B in the small blind here with 8 deuce offsuit. It's not going to flop particularly well. He'd rather use it as a potential raising candidate with the intention of just trying to take down the blinds and then shutting it down if it doesn't get through.
Flop comes ace, queen, 5, rainbow flop. He leads out for 30,000. Just gonna have Dave putting him on big cards, and he's gonna lay down that 6 deuce.
Chad value betting with the 8 deuce. What a sicko.
Well, Dave's got to put him on solid cards to make the call out of the small blind.
Yeah.
I'm glad it goose.
I mean, better than 6 high, obviously.
I was at the murder table last time I had like everybody at my table was 6-figure earners, and I came in with like 80K today too. I was super short, like tripled up on like the second hand.
A lot of new faces today at this final table. I know
Hey, yeah, I don't recognize-
all three of those gentlemen sitting there at the corner are first-time players that I've seen here.
I don't recognize a good bit of these players here at the final table. Good for them.
All right, hopefully we see some action here. Charles has got King Jack offsuit. He's going to flat the 20,000 over to Bob Enright, sitting on ace 3 of clubs.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the 20.
Makes the call.
Right. 4 calls.
Gary with the short stack, ace 7 of diamonds, going to put it all in.
Yeah, you can't blame Gary here. I mean, even if this just simply gets through, he's almost going to get a full double.
I've been on his rail a couple times.
He's going to get about 80% of his stack
He's just
worth just from the dead money.
I don't understand.
David lays it down back over to Charles under the gun. 86,000 to go.
Yeah.
And King Jack hits the
really
muck.
close mutual friends with him. I'm not really, I don't know him well, but I have a business partner that grew up with him. So.
This would be pretty speculative from Bob here. When we're ahead, we are ahead by a very narrow margin,
Yeah.
and we could be very well behind.
Well, it's a cheap price to pay to try to eliminate another player, and looks like Bob's going to take the risk here.
It's true, too. Bob could be having some grand intentions of laddering up. See if he can do so. Oh, how about a flop here?
Okay, Bob flops 4 clubs.
Just about as good as it could come for Bob. And dead on the turn is Gary. Good game to Gary.
Well, Bob must have knew that the clubs were coming. Makes the call and
Paul
knocks
kicked
out.
him under the table, man. I'm telling you.
And that takes us to the pay, right? That
We
was
are
the bubble spot right now.
We are in the money.
Yeah, looks like Mike ladders up, and he's going to hit that $1,500 pay at least. 6th place paying $1,500, 5th is $2,005, 4th is $2,675, 3rd pays $3,300,
Yeah, we are there.
2nd place is just shy of $5,000, and 1st place is $7,825.
Yeah, look at that. Almost a $3,000 difference between first and second. That's a big jump.
A lot of important decisions are going to be made heads up tonight. All right, Charles gets his blind in there correctly, and we're going to keep the action moving here. Chad B picking up King Queen in the cutoff. Raised to 55,000.
C date.
Uh-oh, Dave C picks up pocket aces.
Nine folds. Two's all in.
Dave C moves all in for 317,000 with his pocket aces. The action's going to kick back to Chad. 272 to call, and he lays it down. That's the second time that we've seen pocket aces over about the last 10 hands where the player shoves all in pre. The one time it was a shorter stack for like 172,000, but Dave C had quite a bit of chips there. Surprised not to see a raise or maybe try to extract some more value.
Yeah, and just since I've gotten back here after JT was back here with you, you know, that's the second time that we've seen a big pair opt to make a 3-bet.
move.
Notice that we haven't seen anybody raise as the 3rd bet without a big pair.
Yeah.
So when you're in that situation with 10-8 suited the first time and then king-queen for Chad, makes it a lot easier to just kind of throw those cards in the muck. Why not call, knowing that sometimes we might lose post-flop, but a lot of times we'll set ourselves up to win a big one.
Yeah.
When the opponent connects a little piece of the board.
Well, we got Chad B raising to 55,000 here with pocket nines. The action moves over to David R with ace-king offsuit. Kind of a classic raise type situation here.
And this is where David might be taking a second to kind of think about where his stack is in relation to some of the other.
You need 3 bets to 215,000.
I think the big one, yeah. 500.
Folds around back to Chad. Probably feels like these guys are picking on him at this point. He keeps leading out and he keeps getting re-raised.
I'm going to be coming to that Friday tournament suit. That's 135.
He is ahead in the spot though by the slimmest of margins, 51% to take this pot down pre-flop.
And again here, the unfortunate thing for Chad here is what I just mentioned. We haven't really seen somebody do this without an extremely good hand, which ace-king is. So as Chad, we're either hoping to be up against ace-king or any pair
lower than 9.
Lower than a 9, but he probably wouldn't do this with an 8 pair lower than a 9. So we're going to be dominated or flipping in most of the situations. The other problem with 9s too is you don't necessarily want to just call.
The flop comes higher than a 9, then you feel like you got to fold.
The flop comes higher than a 9. The flop comes without ace, king, or queen, and all of a sudden maybe you're not getting full double up.
Big decision here for Chad. He lays it down.
Tell me what you had, I'll show.
Pocket 9.
Lay down pocket nines.
That was ace king.
You didn't want to flip, huh?
David R. Dealt a lot of hands to David R. over the course of the evening, and he's a fairly aggressive player.
Fairly talkative. Seems to be
I agree.
chatting a storm, some of the players.
Yeah, he definitely asked me a few times if he was allowed to talk, if he was allowed to tell the other players what he had, and this
Yeah.
I could tell he's a pretty frisky guy.
There you go. Wants to set the image.
Yeah. But unfortunately for him, they don't allow any angling here. They don't allow any showing of the cards or telling of the cards or even really talking heads up is discouraged. So
No, Jess, I didn't know who's left in here. $100 one. Just you, Bob?
I don't
well,
know.
there goes Steve asking who's still in for the last longer. These guys did an optional $100 last longer tonight, and I believe that there was like 25 entries or something like that. So another 2,500 on the side that's not incorporated in the prize pot.
We already chopped that, so $100.
Oh, okay. I forgot. My fault.
That's all right.
It's the other one that I didn't want you.
Right. I know.
Seat 8 folds.
So I don't know who else is in it.
No, it's just you two. I got 2 left to pay.
No, I called.
All right, Dave makes the call with 9-6 of clubs. 20,000 to go to Charles, sitting on Jack Deuce off.
3 folds.
Lays that down.
4 calls. 7 checks.
It's going to be 3-way action to this flop. And Enright hits it again.
4 checks.
Queen 10-5, 2 spades. Bob takes the lead with a pair of queens. David leads out for 55,000. He's going to get some action from Bob Enright.
7 folds. Heads up.
And then there were 2. 5
4
pairs
checks.
the board, and we
Check.
see
Not, 9
Bob's
checks.
still laying the trap, but Dave's not falling for it. 180 in the pot right now. How much you bet to get a call?
I actually like a check as Bob here,
4 checks.
which he does.
9 bets 90,000.
Reason why is all the draws brick out, spades, any straight draws.
There it is. Says the trap and gets him to put 90 more in the pot.
I just don't think David would be leading on the flop necessarily with a 10, which would be basically the only thing Bob's trying to get value from.
9-9.
And right, just flats with the top pair. He's going to take this pot down. Well played by Bob. Well played. Probably wasn't going to get him to call anything coming back. He could have min-raised there, and Dave would have folded.
So Bob's going to take down a big one.
Look at that, 896,000 in chips.
Trailblazing.
He's had a pretty commanding lead throughout this final table. We'll see if anybody's able to put a dent in the armor. Down to 6 players. Been playing for about 7 hours now.
Still thinking about the other hand, sorry.
Dave, let's
9
go with
folds.
the A7 offsuit.
2 folds. 3 folds.
Folds around to Bob Enright.
4 folds.
Lays the queen high down. Look at Chad has been picking up these big hands in the big. He's going to get a walk here with the ace jack, but every time he's in the big blind, he picks up a hand.
Yep.
Trying to get freaky right there. He wouldn't have raised you.
Doubled up with 10s.
How's the raise in?
Picked up kings
See if we
in
can
the
go over
big.
the top nine fold.
It's definite automatic 3 bet.
I just- I say I got out very didn't.
I don't mind taking a walk, believe me.
No,
Because
I hear you.
So what's your plans, Max? You're gonna make day 2 tomorrow and then show back up on Sunday? That's what your plan is?
That'd be ideal. Back here on Sunday for the day 2.
See 2 folds.
These main events are always fun, man. I'm excited to get here.
The
After work
atmosphere on
tomorrow.
day 2 is like,
Oh, really?
even on my drive into work, I'm like excited.
Yeah.
I'm not excited for anything usually. but
Ready to see something.
yeah, man.
C4
There really
raises
is like
to
a different
45.
feel in the air.
Who's best break
7
on this one?
folds, 8 folds, yeah.
Ah,
2 minutes.
I haven't even seen him yet, and I feel like I have to, you know?
All right, Enright raises to 45,000 with his A7 offsuit. Over to David R in the big blind. King, queen.
165.
C9
3
raises
bets to
165.
165,000. Going to put a little bit of pressure on Bob. Charlie looks happy. I've seen Bob put it in with a hand like this before, but I don't think he's going to do it this time. He lays down the A7 offsuit. David adds 55,000 to his stack, and
One more
I think
hand
it was
before
the
break.
smacking of David R's gum chewing that really,
One more hand
he's
before
been chewing
break.
on that piece
really
of gum for
tilted
hours
Bob
now.
there a little bit.
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Perhaps, you know, I don't like to chew gum when I play. I feel like you could give away a tell.
Mm-hmm.
Chomping harder, not chomping at all.
Dave been pretty active so far.
There's some money here.
Been
Yep, small
been the
blind.
one primarily putting in some 3 bets,
Yeah, he was pretty aggressive pre-flop out on the main floor.
putting in the bluffs. Can be a recipe to accumulate a lot of chips for sure, but when you run into it, it definitely can just as easily put a dent in your stack.
Look at Charlie laying down pocket 7s under the gun. Looks like he's had enough. He's going to go take a walk.
7 folds.
Looks like the players might be on break here.
8 raises at 55.
All
How many
right.
yellows do you have? Just Curious.
150 worth.
6?
6, yeah, I said 150 worth.
Dave asking how many yellow chips Dave C has. There's top-notch microphones we have there in the live stream room, picking up all the sounds.
C9 calls 55.
Dave's in a precarious position. He's obviously getting a decent price with a semi-connected hand, but I think at this point every chip is just too valuable to be wanting to put a hand in this week. Why not let some of the other players battle it out? Let's look to ladder, especially when we're in the middling stack here.
Unfortunately for Dave C, he's sharing cards with both the other players. Flop comes 9, 5, 3, 2 clubs.
Check.
Chad's still leading here with ace high. And the only player with a club, so he's got the flush redraw.
Yeah, Chad has a good candidate here to go ahead and try to bluff the 6 of clubs. Blocks a lot of cards, or a lot of hand combinations that would fold, or that would continue, excuse me, on this flop.
Jack of hearts on the turn. Dave checks first to act.
2 checks.
Dave number 2 checks. River peels off a 7, and uh-oh, Dave C ends up with a straight.
How about the second nuts for Dave C here?
Yep, gut shot comes through.
9 checks. 2 bets 100,000.
We're on break, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I was firing.
Chad lays it down, and Dave, our last to act, mucks his hand. Dave C is going to take down 110,000 for this pot right now. That bumps him up to 522,000 total stack. It's going to make him top 3.
We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Should be about 5 to 6 minutes.
Yeah.
We'll be back here.
Catch you on the other side.
Everybody got up, stretched their legs, ready to resume play here at the 15,000, 30,000 blind level, 15,000 big blind ante as well. Looks like we got a color. Looks like the greens are out. David R gonna rip it here with a mystery hand from the button.
Last time. Yeah. He said he was shoving the button.
It's Dave C to lay down his ace.
That's 275. 275.
Hold on a second. He's hurt.
25,000.
That's all I had.
Cards around.
I'm sorry, guys.
Who were you took?
Folded, I thought. Yeah, you were saying move your cards.
Charlie, I thought you folded. Yeah, it's safe to fold your 10 deuce there. We do have the 10 deuce
the promotion
going on right now. Doyle Brunson promotion. If you flop a full house with 10 deuce, you're going to get $1,000. You turn it, you're going to get 500. And if you river a full house with 10 deuce, you're going to win $100 here at the Reserve Poker Club. That's a little homage to the airbrushing that we have on the wall now. We got 3 poker legends on the wall. We have Phil Hellmuth, Doyle Brunson, and Johnny Chan.
Johnny Chan.
Yep.
With Tim Yeager going up there 4th here soon.
We're going to have to clear off a really big spot on the wall. All right, back to the poker action here. That folds around.
9 folds.
Dave C picking up ace-6 offsuit on the button. See if he makes a play at these blinds.
C2 raises 60.
I like that raise there, because when the blinds get up this high, you don't have to go 4 or 5x to get these people off the hands. You know, the blinds are 15 and 30. You can just double it up, and if a guy doesn't have anything, he lays it down, and you keep it moving.
Yeah, absolutely. A standard sizing. Definitely 2 to 2.5 times the big blind.
Yep. And that doesn't leave you too pot committed either if someone tries to come over the top.
Yeah, and especially, you know, players are playing probably tighter than they maybe should be. Which means that you're going to get through those bluff raises a little bit easier, more often, win more chips.
C8 folds. 9 folds.
Dave in the cutoff with Queen 8 of hearts.
2 folds.
Lets it go. Charles' turn to make a move on the
3
button.
calls.
Chooses just a flat here. Jack 10 offsuit. Here's Enright. He's been picking up that ace-7. The second time he's had it in about 4 hands.
Option.
Calls, leaves the option over to Mike with 10-5 offsuit. We got 3 players to the flop. Flop comes ace, queen, 3, 2 diamonds. Enright flops top pair.
7 checks.
Charles
3
has a
checks.
gut shot straight draw with a king. Deuce of clubs peels the turn. It's about time for Bob to put some chips in the pot here.
Lots of available draws.
4 bets, 125,000.
This is
7 folds.
incredibly large.
Yeah, he bets,
Mr. Bob here.
bets more than the pot. And it's going to take both the other players out of contention here. Bob's going to take this pot down.
Bob Enright checking, stacking chips. It's not the first time we've said that tonight. As you can see, leads.
He's a force to be reckoned with at this final table. I mean, he's had the chip lead virtually the entire time.
Yeah, looking forward to having him do that.
He's got a pretty substantial lead over the rest of the field.
He does. And especially when you look down there, the middling stacks kind of around that 250,000 mark. That's
I flung it pretty
about
good.
8 big blinds.
Closes the burn card.
Not taking into account
Under the
the
gun.
$15,000 big blind ante.
Under the gun, David R. has king 10 of clubs. 30 to come in. See if he makes a raise.
I call.
Just a
9
call.
calls. 2 folds. 3 folds. 4 folds.
And Michael's going to go ahead and ship it in here with ace jack offsuit.
125,000.
And what do you know? Chad B in the big blind has a pocket pair. The reoccurring theme of the night.
C8 folds.
Lays down the threes. I like that laydown.
It's good fold from Chad B. Good for 2 reasons. One, the threes could very easily be dominated by a larger pair, and when they're not, you're going to be flipping. And also,
The board could pair twice. Higher than threes.
with Michael having so few chips, you don't want to involve yourself in a pot with him per se. Michael could, or David R. could be trapping behind. And when you fold, David R. could convince himself that maybe it's worth taking a little bit of a gamble on. If David R. knocks Michael out, all of a sudden we ladder.
95,000 more to call. See all 5 cards here.
Getting 2 to 1, he's getting the right price.
King 10 of clubs is super live in this situation. He doesn't know that, but he is going to make the call.
125. Let's see the cards. Tried to go.
Hoping you had a big pair.
All right, we're going to go to showdown here. Ace jack off versus king 10 of clubs. Ace jack is all in. And the
Ooh.
flop comes 10, 7, 4. Top pair for David R.
Michael looking for an 8, jack or ace.
And 10
He's
pairs
not
the
going to get it done
board.
there.
Michael's going to be eliminated in 6th place, and David R is going to add to his chip stack there. Nice pot.
Now your game to Michael.
Dead button.
A nice cash.
Absolutely, 1,500 bucks.
It's not a bad Wednesday night.
No,
Well, I would.
the players were satisfied with that, with the pay table to 3x the initial buy-in for min cash. They're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to make sure, you know, that the cash is significant, right?
A lot of these bigger tournaments, you even, you know, you got a couple hundred players in the field, and if you min cash, you're barely making your money back. Like, I'm not even interested.
Yep, that's why, you know, in a lot of more flat structures like what you're describing, where more places get paid, and so the overall winning number is maybe less of a percentage of the overall prize pool. Your actual positioning matters a lot less. You're just trying to climb as much as possible. Chips are more valuable, you know, than dollars. But in a structure like this, all of a sudden, one pay jump means a lot of actual dollars.
All right, we got some action right now. We have Dave C. raises with his king queen offsuits at 60,000, and Bob follows with 9-8 of clubs.
60?
60 total.
Absolute min raise, pricing David in, even though he does have 5-3 off.
Pretty sure I have to play, right?
He's going to make the call.
3 players.
Flop comes queen 8-7, 2 clubs. It's top pair for Dave C. Flush draw for Bob Enright.
375.
Flush draw
Dang,
middle
look
pair.
at this from Dave C. here. He's just going to bet 1.5 times pot. And Bob, you can see him. He's a little disturbed almost by this bet sizing. It's very large. But I think Bob has a pretty obvious decision here. We're just going to have to get it in, yeah.
Seat 4 is all in.
Enright moves all in. That's going to put Dave C. all in. And he continues.
And seat 2 calls.
All right.
Seat 2 has.
Alrighty, here we go.
Dave's in the lead here, but he's going to have to dodge a club, an 8, or a 9.
That's why you called. You was good.
Maybe, maybe not.
Seat 2 is all in for 5, 10.
Another 8 or a 9.
Throw me 2 pinks, please.
Pardon?
2 pink chips. You got 5 out here. I just need 10.
All right, Adam in the box, getting the pot square.
Massive pot here.
Massive pot.
About 900K, I think. maybe.
1.2 million in the pot.
Is that taking into account that extra 300,000 Bob's going to have behind? But off to a river we're going to go here. It's not going to get it done for Bob. Bob's going to be crippled after that one, and Dave C. going to take a
He's
commanding chip lead now.
over the million chip mark.
0.2, and Dave's going to hold.
He had 5, 10.
It's been quite a final table for Dave C. He doubled up early through Tyler, 7s versus Ace King, and he hasn't looked back since.
Yes, thank you.
Adam, your arms are long. Turn that. Turn
He
that.
had 5 cents. He's got a million now.
Faces the camera behind your right shoulder.
Like that? Like
$1
that.
million.
Good luck, everyone. Tim's here.
All right, we got Tim tapping back in, do a little dealer change. To watch Dave C stack his chips.
And Dave C. going to win a big one.
And there's the prize there, the Winter Classic Championship Trophy. There's $10,000 Freezeout on there. It's going to be a nice piece of hardware to take home along with, what, $7,800 tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big hand, boys.
Dave C up over a million, 1.2 million. Knocked Enright down to about 311,000.
I like the fact that they do the hardware for the tournaments now.
Yeah, we've been doing that since the Fall Classic, and I think it adds just a little bit of pizzazz,
Yeah,
a little
absolutely.
prestige to the win.
It's just something small,
Yeah.
but it's something that people like.
Yeah,
it
you
is.
take it home,
It's
yeah,
fun to
for sure.
display.
Charles under the gun, moving all in with 6s. I believe
What's the
spot 8 there just laid down King Jack,
Yeah, I fold. Seat 9 folds.
as does seat 9. And Dave lays down his Jack 10 off, and Charles going to take down this pot here. A little 60,000 to add to his stack.
Wasn't my big blind. I would have thought about it for another 5 seconds.
Really feeling the pressure of the blinds there for Charles. Earlier he had pocket 7s under the gun and elected to open fold. And here he picks up 6s under the gun and puts all of his chips in the middle.
Yep, when that stack gets smaller relative to the blinds, got to be less selective.
Yep, we're at 15 and 30,000 right now. Chad B bringing up the rear with 192,000, so he's sitting on about 6.5 bigs.
C4 folds.
Coming around to Chad with 8-6 offsuit.
C8 folds.
And here we go, Dave R on the button with Big Slick.
All in. C9 is all in.
Dave likes to move all in for 418,000. See if anybody's got a hand to call him with, and they do not. And we're going to keep it moving. Down to the final 5 players. From 5 tables to 5 players. It's been an excellent night of poker. Seen a lot of bad beats, seen a lot of good plays.
Tournament poker is fun, man.
You know, you got to get hot at the right time.
It's fun because there can be such a wide discrepancy between the players that have a really good understanding of the strategy versus the players that are more willing to gamble. And when the two clash, it also creates for some fun bad beats, like you were saying.
Absolutely. Here we go, Chad under the gun, moving it all in with the ace-9 offsuit.
Yeah, Chad. On a small stack here with an ace.
You're good.
Can't blame him.
I was like getting ready to look at this to see.
Think about that. Chad could add a third. Could add 1/3 of his stack just from the dead money alone by taking it down.
Yeah, just by picking up the blinds in the ante. And that's exactly what he's going to do. Folds around to him.
And as the blinds creep up here, you know, and the large chip stack starts to gravitate towards Dave C, you're going to see these players kind of playing this either limp or all-in strategy. There is no in the middle for most of these players.
No. We got 3 players between 266 and 240,000.
So we've got 3 players with less than 10 bigs.
Yeah.
Even less when you consider the fact that every orbit they're also responsible for putting in an additional small blind in the form of a ante when they are the big blind.
110. C9 raised to 110. C2 folds.
David R under the gun with ace-jack offsuit makes it 110 to go.
C4 folds.
Folds around to Chad B in the big, 8-5 offsuit. He's going to let that one go. And all those blinds he just picked up just went back in the center.
Yep. But hey, at least you kind of fended him off a little bit. You know, you're
just
still keeping
time.
that same stack. You're just buying time.
Yep.
All it takes is one situation, especially when everybody's pretty close. I mean, look at this. Chad B could double up, and then all of a sudden he's right back into the middle portion, battling it out.
Be interesting to see 2 of these smaller stacks get it all in, and that'd really tighten it up top.
C3 folds. C4 folds. C7 folds. 6 folds.
All right. David takes a walk with King 3 of clubs. We're going to keep it moving. There's another shot of the Winter Classic trophy. Each winner of every tournament this week is going to take home a piece of hardware. Obviously, tomorrow being the most sought-after one, the main event. It is going to be a long weekend of poker.
It's always over the line.
But one that I think everybody's excited for. Like I said, the main event.
I was most excited for this one, to be honest with you.
The Freezeout.
As soon as the tournament schedule came out, and I saw a $500 Freezeout the day before the main event, I said there's going to be some really good action on
Yeah,
this
the Freezeout is fun because the nastiness is even more impactful, right? There is no rebuy. You take a bad beat, you're out. You are out. There is no add-on, no second try.
Seat 6 folds.
We got another similar situation. Charles under the gun with ace high, going to go ahead and ship it all in here.
I fold. Seat 9 folds.
Dave C does not want to get lucky like Bob Enright did with his ace 3 suited.
Seat 2 calls.
Dave C looking to spike a 3, some spades.
Yeah, ace 8, ace 3. Probably still late for me.
Kim, do you want to stay?
You fold an 8 by any chance?
Yeah, Kim will stay.
All right, we got an all-in situation. Charles is slightly ahead here with his 8 kicker. Flop comes Jack 9-4, rainbow flop.
Spades and the wheel working. Well, that's not going to get it done, though.
No, that's
Charles is going to double through Dave there.
absolutely, and that puts him right in the thick of things.
Yeah, Charles back in the middle there. How about a turn card for Dave C? Could not have picked a better turn card.
No,
5 of spades.
he had all the outs.
Bringing in the wheel
See, on the turn on the flop. I didn't know.
and the flush draw.
Flush draw and a gut shot.
I folded a
That puts Charles up to 510,000. He sits third in chips right now, just in front of Bob Enright at 251 and Chad B with 195,000. All right, back to the action on Bob Enright. Folds the 6-4 offsuit. Over to Chad in the cutoff. Looks like he's picked up ace 10.
Seat 7 is all in. Seat 4 folds, seat 7
He
is
moves
all
it all in.
for 195.
Unfortunately, Dave has picked up ace queen, and he's probably going to get in here on this all in.
All in.
Moves
Seat
all
9
in over the top.
Seat 2 folds. Seat 3 folds.
Folds
Here
back
we go,
around.
off to C5.
Yep, and we're going to be heads up here. Chad's not going to like what he sees. David's got him out kicked.
Chad is not going to like.
But
10 ball right in the window.
needs a 10 or a bunch of hearts.
Oh, a
Flop comes
queen,
queen 6-4.
on the flop.
That's pretty much going to
That's
end.
gonna
That
put-
seals the deal.
An end to Chad B's tournament. Great game to Chad B, though.
Absolutely. He
Got
played,
put in some tough spots,
yeah, he
man.
played some pretty good short stack poker.
Yeah, he got put in some tough spots. Going to be collecting $2,000 for his efforts tonight.
Not a bad night. 4x the buy-in. And we're down to 4.
Down to 4. Dave R. Kind of catapulting up there. Back in second place.
I feel like Dave R has been the most aggressive player at the table. Has had some pretty big swings. He was close to Bob there in chip count for a while.
Yeah, I was
Took a
asking a
hit.
couple people out on the floor if they have any familiarity with him. Apparently he plays a lot of tournament poker,
Okay.
which would make sense if he's playing a lot of larger events. He's probably seen a lot more action, a lot more aggression in a field than maybe what he's experiencing right now, which kind of opens the door for him to
Well, he
implement that into his own game.
Yep. He finds himself close to the chip lead here with 793,000, just about 100,000 shy of Dave C. So we'll see how this plays out. A lot of poker to play still. We're down to 4.
Player's going to get repositioned here. Just 4 left. Let's give everybody some room. Cards are back in the air, Dave C. Suited connector.
We got 40? We're at 40. Yeah. Seat 2 calls.
Opts to lid in the button.
Seat 4 folds. Seat 7 checks.
All right, we're caught back up here. We're heads up. Enright versus Dave C. 10-9-7, 2 spades on the flop. Each player catching a piece. Dave C in the lead here with a pair of 9s and an up and down straight draw.
Dave C once again using an extremely large sizing.
Seat 7 folds.
Almost 2 times pot.
It's like Enright's running out of patience here. Stomps his feet on the floor.
40-20.
He hit that flop, just not strong enough. an uphill climb when the chip leader is the one hitting the flops, you know. Like, not only does he have the chips, but he's got the goods, too.
These things make me nervous.
What?
The cards.
Oh.
Dave alluding to the $150 deck of cards they're playing with the RFID chips in them. Calls the 40, and Charles moves all in over the top. Pocket tens.
We're all young in spirit, but it's nice to not see any young guys at the table for once, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Well, they've been dominating.
On behalf of the young guys, I can confirm that it is not indeed nice
18 and 20-year-old.
Yeah.
that there are no 20-somethings.
A lot of experience at this table.
Now, we got a lot of young guys that just absolutely crush these tournaments here.
Sorry.
If you guys are frequent viewers of the stream, you know what I'm talking about.
Yep, Selby and Jack, and there's a handful of other young guys that have been playing high-level poker out here at the Reserve Poker Club, 5105 Glendale, Toledo, Ohio. If you want to get down on the action, check out our Facebook page or our website. We have nightly tournaments, daily cash games. Just give us a call, shoot us a DM, and get on the list. Pride of Hot Springs, Arkansas, under the gun here. Pocket kings.
C4 raises the 110.
So an interesting thing to note here, notice that Charles, this is the first time Charles has raised where it hasn't been all in.
Yep.
The downsizing is something that's pretty consistent with your opponent having one of the best hands they could have, aces, kings, ace-king suited, queens.
It really has been a shove fest so far, but Charles is going to...
Wow, look at this. David R. going to call in the middle.
C2 calls.
Dave's going to go ahead and call, so we're going to go three ways here. I can't tell if Charles is going to be nervous or excited at this prospect, but regardless, here's a flop. And it'll be a good one here as he will get some action from Dave C.
Check. C9 checks.
And Dave C flops up and down a straight draw.
Whoa, Dave C just going to rip it here.
C4 is all in.
Charles insta rips.
C9 folds.
And here we go.
All right. Got a 60-40 favorite for Pocket Kings here. Charles is favored to win this pot. He's going to have to dodge running 4s, 5s, a deuce, or a 7.
55.
He needs you to sit
Dave,
down.
you need to sit
Oh,
down.
I'm sorry.
You're good, you're
Sorry,
good.
guys.
55. 50 more.
Sorry.
50.
50?
50 more. Yeah, 455.
Tim's getting this pot squared up, and
There you go.
we're going to go to showdown here.
Everywhere I go.
Dream spot for Charles, really.
Looking to dodge a 7,
Or
a
a
deuce,
deuce.
running clubs.
Big card.
Deuce or 7. Big card.
6 pairs.
6
the
not going to
board.
get it done. Ace not going to get it done. Charles is going to go ahead double. Charles is going to take the chip lead now.
Wow.
Nice one.
See, all it takes is one all in, and all of a sudden you're the commanding chip leader.
Yep, with the blinds this high, we're down to 4-handed. That was a huge pot for Charles. And it's not often you're gonna get someone to lead into you when you have pocket kings on a 9-high board.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a draw heavy board at that.
Yep.
No possible straight.
Big blind
2 to
draw.
a flush.
First
Lots
your
of
money,
draws.
your
They could
clothes.
take that line where they just kind of jam it in there, looking to get to C2 instead of just 1.
The chip lead has just been hot potato at this point. You know, Bob Enright was the chip leader for almost the entire full table, or the entire final table. Then Dave C took the chip lead,
C9 raises to 100 even.
and now Charles has. David R with pocket threes on the button raises to 100,000. Now the action is to Dave C. 80 more to go.
Seat 2 calls. Careful bending them that much, Charlie, okay? Just letting you know. Heads up.
Tim trying to put Charles on dealer tilt there.
Oh.
Flop comes 5 deuce 3. A set of threes for David. Plays a coy with a check.
Oh, and Dave.
Dave picks up top pair there
C2 bets.
on the turn.
Do it right.
Oh, Dave C meant to go all in, but he didn't say it. He just shoved in.
C9 all in.
C9 makes it right for him, puts it all in. Dave's gonna make the call
This
there
is
with
gonna
top
be
pair.
This is gonna be the end of Dave C's
Wow. 2
night
hands
here.
from the chip lead to the outhouse in 2 hands.
Nice hand.
You might get a 7.
Nah, I played 2 bad hands there in a row.
Gives him a ball. 30,000.
Yeah, that 7 won't do you no good. Well, no, I'm sorry.
He's
I'm
running
sorry.
runner.
It's over.
No, run a runner is all you need.
What, there's,
Yeah, run a runner you have to have.
Oh, how about quads?
Ah, you can't.
Dave R eliminated. We got some Dave on Dave violence there.
no,
Quad jacks. Dead button.
Well, scoop in the pot wasn't enough for Dave R. He wanted the high hand as well. Unfortunately, Ray Brent hit that earlier today with quad jacks, queen kicker. Gonna have to do a little bit better than quad threes, Dave.
Bob Enright on the short stack. David and Charles.
Look at Bob Enright ladder up there with his
Look, man.
171,000.
That's what I mean. See, he's biding his time. Why not let the other players make a mistake? Fall into a trap.
Couple double ups, he's in it. Got 2. They got the chip lead, 1.2 million for Charles, 1 million for Dave. It's pretty heavy up top. But you can't count out old Bob.
Me first. Losing the way still. So I was trying to prevent.
And I mentioned this last night when we were doing some of the commentary, but I've appreciated the fact that there have been very few chops that I've seen on stream of these final tables, man. Players want to battle, which I appreciate.
I think it's lightly discouraged.
Hand
the
up
chop.
hand in an hour and everybody
What?
folds.
I said I think it's lightly discouraged.
There you go. I think it should be heavily encouraged. Let's play. I like watching the action. Bob Enright getting a much needed walk there. He's going to be happy to see that.
All right. 40-20, right? 40-20.
I like Bob in front of the toys better. I see everything changed when he moved. He was sitting in front of the toys. He's blending in. He wasn't, he was camouflaged a bit with that John Deere hat. Now Charlie looking like the Grinch that stole Christmas, sitting in front of the toys. He's got all the chips. Ace-7 on the button. Lays it down. Lays it down. Gives Bob the opportunity to push his money in with 4s.
Yeah, with an ace on the button 3 ways, that has to be an open.
So what's it going to be? 131 more for David R to go.
Calls. C9 calls.
There we go.
David does
We're gonna
make
have
the
a race
call
here.
with Jack 5 of clubs. Bob was in the spot, small blind pocket pair, short stacked. He had to put it in there. Hopefully it holds up for him.
Good luck.
He sees that he's up against 2 overs right now in clubs. He does have a club. Ooh,
Ooh.
Jack on the flop.
Queen.
Queen straights out the board, but
It's not
no
going to get it
mas.
done. Bob Enright. Good game to Bob. Bob laddering up there on the short stack.
Yeah, he's going to be disappointed with a 3rd place finish there. He had the commanding chip lead for most of this final table, but just kind of got away from him there at the end.
And you will be big blind.
He doubled up Dave C, and it was going to be a tough road from there.
One of these 2 players
Anything that
He's
is
going to take home this trophy.
is going to be the winner of a new Winter Classic 10K Freezeout Champion Trophy. Enright there, making a little under 3,400
Wow,
for his
look at
efforts
these
tonight.
guys.
Neck and neck.
Neck and neck, 1.2 versus 1.2.
Pretty deep, too. 30 big
So
blinds.
if you're doing that, make it good. If you could.
It all comes down to this. Heads up action.
Let's see it. Let's see the battle.
1.18 to 1.22.
What did he say?
1.18 to 1.22.
They're discussing the chip counts here between David R. and Charles. You got to play good, run good to get this far in a tournament like this.
Yeah, absolutely. It's tough to go anywhere in these tournaments, you know, if you don't get the right run of cards, if you're not holding, you know, inevitably, tournament deep runs. Gonna have to win some flips. Gonna have to hold in some spots. Gonna have to get there in some spots.
We're bet even, I mean,
It's
almost.
just the nature of playing a large field tournament.
All right, we're back to the action here.
These players have done so tonight so far.
Got the small blind on the button as we do during heads-up play. Looks like players are sharing a king here. Dave R chooses to lead out to 100,000 with his king 6 off. Charles.
Oh, Charles not wasting any time.
No. Moves it all in, and Dave looks...
The man's ready to go.
Dave looks stunned.
I would be a little stunned here as David as well. We've just spent all this time grinding it out. Now we're going to get it in here. It doesn't look like he wants to throw it away immediately here.
King high is not a bad hand, heads up.
Yeah, but for 30 big blinds is a lot.
No, I think this is Hollywood, but just in general, his lead out to 100,000 with king high.
Oh, yeah, it's totally understandable. He's on the button.
Sorry, it's 1 point. It's a 1.16. That's what he has.
I fold.
And Dave announces a fold, shows the king.
Heads up, it was very difficult.
See if Charles exposes anything.
I'm pretty sure I was beat then.
Showed a king.
You know, he shows the king.
That's 6, Charlie. You were beat. I gotta stop reading those books.
Yeah, I don't read books, you know.
I wish somebody would teach me to read.
I don't read good.
That made college tough, man.
40 and 20. 40 and 20.
Where'd you go to school at?
Miami, southern Ohio.
Okay.
Yep. Down there, about 45 minutes away from Cincinnati.
This is a big party school, yeah?
You could say that. You could definitely say that.
I mean, I know you didn't partake in any partying. You
Me?
seem like a
I was a grinder. I was in the.
like a very
I was at the
studious
Hard Rock.
person.
I was
Yeah.
at the Hard Rock in Cincinnati every week.
Oh, I heard you talking. Yeah, I heard you talking about that earlier.
No, we would had a pretty fun setup. Obviously, I turned 21 at the tail end of junior year, which is at the same time that COVID was around.
Oh.
So I didn't even get to start playing.
Young Max, what are you, like 24?
24.
Wow. How sweet it is.
How sweet it is, man.
You got your whole life ahead of you, buddy. Flop comes ace, 6-4, 2 clubs.
Both players breaking out here.
Yeah, Dave's still in the lead here with queen high, but he's going to check it over to Charles. See if Charles gets frisky here. Does not.
Check.
Okay.
You only got 9.
We got to catch up here a little bit. We got a 10 and an 8 on the turn in the river. Dave's going to scoop this pot with queen high. How do you think this thing's going to end, Max? All in pre? You think they're going to go to showdown?
No, I think there will be some post-flop play here a little bit. Although I don't know, with Charles just wanted to rip it. Charles is
king 10.
He said, "This is past my bedtime, man. Let's go."
Yeah.
It's almost past my bedtime here. Big shout out to Jim, Steve, and Marissa. I've been staying late this week, putting on the tournaments,
9 folds.
as well as the dealers. Everybody helping with the production.
Yeah, it's a long week for everyone here at the Reserve, but it's well worth it. I love when these weeks come around. We do the summer series and the fall, the winter classic.
Is there a spring series?
I'm sure there will be. It didn't start out as like a quote-unquote series. You know, we would do 100K and we would have preliminary events up to that main event.
Yeah.
And now they've kind of coordinated it to where it's a fall classic, a winter classic. We had the summer series, and now we're giving out trophies, and sky's the limit.
Yeah, there's always really great turnouts for these events. I would like to see.
Oh, wow. Jim just gives us the heads up that preliminarily speaking, the spring series is going to be 2 weeks, 8 events over 2 weeks.
My wallet is screaming. It says no, please. One event.
All you got to do is win the first one, Max. You're free roll.
You haven't seen me play enough, man. I don't win that stuff. That's why I got to be back here with you.
I'd like to be out there once in a while, but you know,
they need you.
They need me in the box. It is what it is. I'd probably just lose anyways. Three multi-day events for that spring series.
That'll be fun.
Wow.
I'm sure that...
I cannot wait for that schedule to get posted.
Yeah, the people will be anxiously awaiting that one, both staff and supporters of the club.
You know, and you got to be careful when you plan out an event like that, especially if you're doing 2 weeks. You got to make sure that there's no other big competing events, and it's the time of year where people are going to be available.
Oh,
a lot of times, summertime is difficult because people have outdoor obligations and vacations and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of planning that goes into that process for sure.
Yeah. We got a little pop brewing here. Jack Deuce versus Jack 3, and they both hit a piece of this flop. Charles checks over to David.
Seat 4 checks. Seat 9 bets 180.
180. Charles looks like he ate a lemon there. He doesn't like the...
Oh, Charles going to rip it here.
Forward motion. Charles ripping it all in with a pair of twos.
And
Bottom pair.
Charles really has decided that it is...
It's bedtime.
It is bedtime, man. It is time to go. And here we
David
go.
R.
David R.
Wow, 2s versus 3s for the Freezeout championship.
The reserve newbie. Oh wait, he was swapping out his.
Seat 9 call.
Did he call?
He put chips in. It's a call.
I think he was swapping out his. I'm not sure what that was, but
discrepancy. No,
either
he
way,
flips it over. He's good with it.
There we go.
Come on, baby. One time.
One time. He's in the lead.
David R. looking to use the one time.
Commanding lead. Well, there's no better time than now. Heads up.
No better time than
for the
to
hardware.
Win the dang thing. Well, even
got a
if
couple spectators in the room. Looks like Mike T and Steve are in there to check out this final hand.
even if David R. doesn't win this hand, Charles will have effectively won it, as these players are almost dead even in chips.
5, 6, 7.
The crowd, the rail
9.
growing.
Here's Paul with his brand new red chucks. There's the overage back to Charlie. David R. 91% to take this pot down.
Here we go for the tournament.
Well, not quite, right?
Oh, Charles has a little residual left, about 100K.
Charles got 135 behind.
But David,
So
that
an
being said, David R.
An absolutely crippling pair of threes there.
with a 20-1 roughly chip lead.
Listen, heads up tournament.
Chip in a chair.
Buddha versus some guy, I can't remember his name. Buddha had him out chipped like 99 to 1. This guy had like 2,500 back behind. They started with 50,000. He had him out chipped, he hit him out chipped like 99 to 1. And the guy came back.
Oh, there you go.
It can be done.
Chip in a chair.
It can be done. I don't know if Charles is that guy, but it can be done.
That's what Brunson always said, man. His mural's on the wall outside. The spirit is alive and well.
It is on the wall.
Charles
probably played a couple pots with Dola Brunson.
Oh, this is this is unfortunate for Charles here again.
Oh, he's gonna love the all-in shove here with Ace-4, right? No better time, unfortunately. David R's got him pipped once again.
215 total.
Here we go.
All right,
Charles
Charles is
looking
looking
for-
for a 4 or a couple spades, right?
Maybe a wheel.
15 total.
Maybe a little wheel here.
A little steel wheel.
With that being said, David
All right, good luck.
is the favorite. Oh, a 4 on the flop, but a couple diamonds.
All right, looking for a diamond for David.
David looking for a 6 or a diamond here.
And
No
no help.
such luck.
Charles going to double up with a pair of 4s
Chip
here.
in a chair. Charles back to 10 big blinds.
Yep, it's got 430,000, and it is not over yet.
What's that?
David doesn't look too concerned about doubling Charles up right there, but he's not going to want to do it again.
Yeah, he's got a 5-1 chip lead. But like we mentioned, I mean,
What a flop.
Oh, what a flop. Yeah, hit this 4, you got the 9.
Good for TV, huh?
Yeah.
All
All in.
David R. going to rip it here on the button with an ace.
Fold.
Not good enough for Charles there.
Bond right.
And just like that, Charles going to watch 15% of his stack get moved over to David. Get another shot of that trophy there.
It's been a pretty nice final table here. Lots of action. David R. has been pretty aggressive throughout.
Definitely been driving a lot of action. David R. has.
We've had 4 different chip leaders at this final table out of the 10 starting players.
Not Charles.
Charles with the 10-7 out of the small blind. See if he makes a play at this pot and does not.
Wow, Charles is just going to fold here. Concede his small blind. Again, we're at that 30-60.
Looks like Dave has
1,000
lost his
blind
piece of gum.
David gonna shove here, I anticipate.
I don't like it. I don't like it without the gum.
It served him well so far. Look at that stack. Look at that chip pile.
All in.
He's all in.
Really bad hand, I can't.
Charles mucks it again.
Charles gonna muck it
He's
with
going
the
to have to pick
6-3
a spot here
offsuit.
pretty soon, Max.
Yeah, you kind of have to take a stand. Actually, 6-3 offsuit is not the worst hand in the world to do it with because you're going to be live a lot of times, which is really what you're hoping for, right? You're hoping to be live. The odds of you being dealt an ace are in the next 3 or 4 hands are not necessarily in your favor.
All right. Action's on Charles.
Charles 30,000 to call here. 9 high
I can fold one more
on the
time.
button.
Charles said, I can fold one more time. At this point, though, I think Charles is probably just going to kind of have to go with whatever he gets, which is the unfortunate reality for him. This is like a nature documentary you would see on like Planet Earth, where it's just
Uh-oh, Charles, it was a smart fold on the 9-3. Picks up pocket queens in the big here.
All in.
All in.
David moves all in with queen high. And
the problem
Charles
now though is
can't get it in
Charles
fast enough.
Charles is going to get back to 300,000 chips roughly, and he's going to be in the same exact spot now.
I mean, it comes to the point where he's going to have to win 2 in a row, right?
Yeah.
He's going to have to double up twice in a row to really put a dent in David's
What do I
stack.
have? 190 total.
190. You didn't even look? No. Oh my God.
He didn't look. He doesn't know. Flop comes king 10-6, 2 spades.
Yep, nothing doing there for David R.
Charles going to double up back to 350,000.
Charles back up to almost 6 big blinds. David R. not going to be sweating it too much.
Chop it.
Tiger blood this guy is. He will not die. Charles is in it to win it.
Button's awesome.
Uh-oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Charles is all in.
About 380, right?
410.
410.
Yep, 410 total.
David will call with an ace.
I call. Pull 'em up.
He does make the call. And
Here we
gonna,
go.
We're going to go to showdown here.
Well, you called it, Josh.
All in
Charles is
three.
going to need 2 in a row.
Yeah.
All right, good luck.
And if he does so, he'll be back in the contest for sure.
Absolutely. He'll be over 800,000.
A
It flops
queen.
top pair. Bottom pair for David.
Couple things working for David. Bottom pair, diamonds, backdoor wheel.
Well,
Gonna need a deuce or an ace here.
and
Oh,
it's
an
the ace on the
Oh,
river.
Charles is eliminated.
Oh,
How
wow.
nasty does it get?
Yeah, it's running good right there, Charles. Good game, Chuck.
David R taking down a big one.
David R., first time I saw you, and you're a winner. Congratulations to him. He's going to pick up $7,800 for that first place finish, plus that super fine piece of hardware.
Congrats to Charles, too, picking up just under 5K for second place there. Not bad
Absolutely.
for one day's work from those of us here at the Reserve. My name is Maxwell Rossi. I've been here with Josh Black.
It's been an absolute pleasure to call this final table with Max. We've got
got the
the
champion
winner
himself here.
David in
What's
the
going
house.
on, David? Max, nice to meet you, sir.
Just so you know, I have 40% hearing loss.
40% hearing loss, no problem. We'll speak up for you.
That sounds good, man. Here, I'm gonna give him. I'm gonna let you, Josh, go
Yeah,
through some
absolutely.
interview with him here.
Absolutely. Dave's going to take a seat, man.
Sit this bad boy right here.
Absolutely. Here's the hardware. Winter Classic. That is nice, man. Where are you going to put that, on the mantle?
That's going to go right. That's actually going to go in the garage.
Oh, you got a man cave out there?
I do. I just got it done about a year ago. And
Nice.
It's got all my goodies in there.
So, Dave, I was talking to Max. I think this is the first time I've seen you at the Reserve. Have you played here before? Or is this your first time here? Or?
This is my first time here. I heard about you guys about, I'd say 2.5, 3 months ago.
Okay.
And a good friend of mine played in one of the live streams on the 510 night on Saturday. and-
Okay, yeah, the Saturday Rumble at the Reserve.
Yep, and I was checking you guys out on YouTube, and like I told you guys earlier tonight, you guys do a really nice job running the room. It's nice and clean here, and it was just very pleasant evening.
Cool, yeah. It looks like you're playing with some of your regular players. You had some of the guys in the field or
Very
you're familiar with?
crazy. There's a couple of guys that I play with back towards home. It's just a 1-2 charity game because it's close to home. So we
Where
don't
you
bench-
from?
Livonia, Michigan.
Okay.
Yep, and 3 of us made the final table. And
Yeah, you guys were all sitting next to each other too at that corner table, weren't you?
yeah. So Gary was in 5.
Yep.
The other guy's going to kill me. I told him I was bad with names. He was in 7 and I was in 9, so we were a couple seats apart.
Chad
But,
B.
that could have been him, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yep, it was
Yep.
Chad.
Yeah, sorry, Chad.
There's a picture you getting your picture, or the video you getting your picture taken there. Very nice, man.
We don't want this to go to my head.
No. So are you gonna come back for the weekend and play the main event, or are you gonna call it quits?
So this weekend I do have some prior obligations I got to get to. But we might make some changes. We'll see what happens.
All right, cool. Well,
Yeah.
thanks for coming out. Congratulations on the W. And we just got word from Jim that we're going to have a 2-week-long 8-event spring series. So there's going to be plenty of poker action coming up. We hope to see you again.
Yeah, I think you guys will see me down this way. And like I said earlier, thanks again for everything. You guys do a great job.
Awesome. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right, and that was it from the Reserve Poker Room, the final of the $500 freeze-out. If you guys want to catch us on Facebook, or I think we're on YouTube as well, you can catch our live streams. You want to get a hold of us, send us a DM or call the club. We're at 5105 Glendale Avenue in Toledo, Ohio. Thanks again. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.